So, a few days ago, I did this human design reading for such a beautiful soul. And I love doing these readings because whenever I speak, whenever I connect with another person, it's like when I hear myself saying those things, it's like something lands for me also. It's like I get to experience this big aha. And what came out of this reading for me was how incredibly important it is for our joy and our happiness and the way we see the life to live in alignment with who we are. Because, I don't know whether you experienced it, but I often feel so attracted and pulled towards people who have what I feel I don't have. Okay, something that I admire. Maybe it's like their power, their posture, their knowing, their feeling of self-worth, their passion. I feel so pulled towards those things. And there was time in my life when I was really trying to be that, to mimic that, because I was so pulled towards that. But then I realized that it kind of didn't feel right inside of me. And then learning about my own human design, I understood why. Because my purpose in this life is different. Yes, I may experience like my own power and my own worth and all those things in my own way, but it will never be in that particular way I am so attracted towards. Why? Because that's just not me. And it little bit reminded me, and that's kind of so funny how things are so connected, and like, understanding a little bit more about yourself and then like going to the world and doing different things, just it's like you start seeing the signs everywhere. And so this reminds me of a quiz I took a while ago, and it was a spirited animal quiz. And what came out for me was a butterfly. And I actually see myself so much like a butterfly. And again, it's even in my human design chart and in, how I experience life, that it's like not only about shedding layers of and transitioning and evolution and stepping into new versions of myself the way butterfly evolves, right? But it is about flying to places and seeing magic in different places and sitting on those flowers and enjoying the beauty and then flying somewhere else and spreading that little bit of beauty and little bit of magic around. And so, yes, the reason why I'm saying it is because you don't need to believe in spirited animal quizzes or even in human design or anything of that kind, but just that inner knowing inside of you, that inner pull, and kind of recognizing what feels inside of you, right? That is that inner guidance for you to follow, which will actually tell you who you really are and what makes you happy, what brings magic into your life. And it also reminds me of a quote which I heard in a movie, and that was that when you are in love, rain is just another type of great weather. And I like to think of this quote, and I like to change it a little bit, that when you are in love with your life, rain is just another kind of great weather. And I believe that really for us to be in love with our own life, it comes from being true to ourselves and living our own purpose and doing what makes us happy and what fills us up. And yeah, I think that's just the meaning.